what made me nervous was hearing that JD was coming for y'all. I heard he went to fuck y'all up.
Oh yeah, let's get right to it. Jermaine Dupri is on Ice and Melissa Ford's ass.
That's who ass he on?
Yeah.
Ooh. He right on your H7. Was it?
Yeah, L2. Yeah, L3. What hurts?
H7.
Jermaine Dupri has replied to all of the responses to his independent tweet. And he made a video. In that video, he highlights the Joe Budden podcast and how we framed his question to make it appear like he was comparing indie versus major, and that wasn't his goal at all.
But we didn't frame that.
Yeah, I feel like he did that all on
I think we just read the tweet. And
yeah, that's how you tweeted that. Why would y'all? What's the benefit of being independent? Basically, is what he asked. I'm not framing anything.
Well, let me let y'all, because y'all the ones with the smoke.
Nah, ain't got no smoke.
He on y'all ass.
He not on. He not on my ass. But go ahead, finish. You can finish.
I was gonna say I haven't actually heard what he's had to say. So if we have a little bit to play, then I'm
like
more than
a 6-7 minute clip up.
Oh Christ! Okay.
And majority of it was just him explaining, basically saying, "I understand what independent is because I've done X, Y, Z." So he broke down how he found Dondria, how he, everything. Her album was all independent, all funded by him, no outside backing, nothing like that. He addressed people saying how he quote unquote fumbled having Lotto because she started on the Rap Game show, and he was saying the winner of that show, you got a chain, you got for him to produce a song.
We don't care about all that shit he said. His point was
that's a sick prize, by the way.
Who is the winner, anyways? Do we know who they are?
Right.
Did we talk about them? Yeah.
No, this is years ago.
No, I'm saying, but Lotto is where she is, and where is the winner of that show?
This is the worst gift.
Anyways,
we don't
keep
care.
going.
We don't. That's not wasn't the point. The point.
His point was, what is special about being independent?
I don't think that
some of the things that people were naming, freedom and having your rights and so forth and so on. He was saying, I have got that, and I know people that have those same things
on majors.
So what is specifically special about being an independent?
Everybody don't get that on the majors.
I was
about to say, like he still sounds like he's speaking from a privileged standpoint.
Oh, you want the smoke?
It's not smoke though. It's like it's literally just like addressing, commentary that's going back and forth. Like I don't have anything personal against the guy, but the fact of the matter is that it still sounds like he's speaking from a privileged position. Because like Parks just said, it's not. Just because you're on a major doesn't guarantee that you're going to have all of that. And it just seems like...
You trying to get part of them all.
Let her go. Let her go. Come on. Let her go. Somebody got to break up your stretch.
I see you, girl. No, I'm coming for it. So you stop.
Come for me because that's...
No. I'm talking shit. Go ahead.
Okay. No, it just seems like I said, he's speaking from a privileged position. And like I said as well, that it might be an antiquated thought process.
I just don't like the fact that he's even mentioning. I know people on majors that got their masters and all that. They had to negotiate that probably down the line. Mm-hmm. You're not getting signed today, well, unless you scorching hot. Mm-hmm. You might could leverage some of that today. Right. But that's, again, a small part. Those who are scorching hot kind of realize, hey, I got here.
It sounds like he's referring to outliers. You know what I'm saying? So it's the exception to the rule. And so it's kind of like, when they use the success of a black person to say, see, racism doesn't exist. There's opportunity is bountiful. No, the fuck it's not. You know what I'm saying? Like it seems like he's making, kind of trying to create that kind of argument, and it still falls a little flat to me.
Do you think that he's got it wrong, or do you think he's carrying the water for the majors?
That's what the latter. It sounds like.
I mean, according to him, all he was doing was asking a question, and we should never make it so in hip hop that somebody is unable to ask a question.
But here's the problem with that.
That's what he said.
I hear that. And if he weren't Jermaine Dupri, it would be like me saying on Twitter, "What's the point of Black History Month?" I could just be asking a question, but you would expect that I would know the answer to that based on who I am and where I am in the world. After 40 years
Is
in
Black History Month February or April?
both.
It's all year round.
It's all year round.
So we get 2.
We just get February. We used to get a week. Now we get a month.
For now.
But
We don't really
But
get
if it's-
shit anymore, according to Trump. But
but
go
if
on.
it's April, all right.
So it's like when Jermaine Dupri says, "What's the difference?" It's hard to take it as an earnest question when he's an industry veteran, a legend, somebody who knows the business inside and out. It's hard for me to believe that he needs to ask that question to Twitter.
And that's why I keep saying it's an antiquated thought process because
It's like a Meek tweet.
No comment. But I'll say this: if you heard me say, "What's the point of Black History Month?" you would interpret it as me saying something's wrong with it because it's me asking, as opposed to a 12-year-old asking.
Yeah, you're more informed.
Right. So you would assume if I'm asking it with a point of view already. If Jermaine Dupri is saying, "What's the difference between a major and an independent when you spent your whole life in the music business since you were this big, literally?" I gotta assume you have an opinion on it that you're trying to communicate through that question.
And the way he worded it, it almost sounded like he was, I'm not putting words in your mouth, pause, I don't want you to have no smoke over here. It almost seemed like you were looking down at the people that wanted to be independents.
that was a logical way
That's
to
what-
perceive what he said.
It's like, yo, y'all want, a lot of y'all want the same thing that you would want being on a major.
Okay, guess who's not getting a Jermaine Dupri beat?
It's also
He's not a rapper.
You and Mel and R.
I don't want it.
Yes, you and Mel.
But you put a tweet like that out into the ether. Not everybody's going to agree with you. It's going to create discourse. And it's going to create conversation.
I thought the tweet was engagement farming to begin with.
I was just
A little
getting
bit.
ready-
and
Yo.
you said that.
I was getting ready to say, and people know that.
Yeah.
What you just said, you know if I put a tweet out, what it's going to do.
Yeah.
Like, I know I could create a conversation, even if it's just boredom or whatever. I know I could create a conversation off this.
Right. So
All
we're-
of that's true, but to Mel's earlier point, it really could just be him speaking from his privilege, like we've already stated.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that he's never worked independent projects,
Nope.
never worked with independent artists. I'm clear who Jermaine Dupri is.
For sure.
But his story is not everyone's story. It's not most of our story. It certainly was not my story and my experience in dealing with major labels. Like, and I think there's more of me than there are of him.
For sure.
Agreed.
So when you start putting options in front of people's face and they start to go get educated about what they are willing to deal with, when independents are trying to figure out how they can maximize their audience, some of the things you hear independently sound a lot more favorable to the artist than the typical, because I'm a dinosaur now too, typical major label experience.
New Joe Budden.